Center is actively exploring new ways to bring AI into case teaching. We are proud to be the academic partner for the AI 100 Benchmark Application Awards. This partnership helps us find great reward AI applications and also turn some of them into high-quality case studies. We also host regular AI teaching workshops, and we visit some leading companies and universities. This helps us learn about the latest AI technology and see how AI can really empower case teaching. Finally, our center highly values international cooperation and expanding our global network. We have conducted joint field research with top global schools. For example, we worked with the Harvard Kennedy School on post-earthquake reconstruction and with the University of Michigan on ecological governance. We also frequently host top international experts to hold case teaching lectures at our school. And on global academic stages, we present at the NASPA annual conference. This lets us share our Tsinghua model of case teaching experiences with the world. In addition, we host major events like the first international conference on case development in China to promote exchange in case development. And notably, our cases on Hong Kong's rural revitalization and Guizhou's village super league won global recognition. They were selected as best poverty reduction cases at the global solicitation on best poverty reduction practices activity. So over the past 2 decades, our center has stayed true to its core philosophy, anchoring China's context, welcoming global perspectives, and building the Tsinghua brand. We look forward to deepening our collaboration with all of you. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us by email. And thank you very much for your time and attention.
Thank you, Chengyue.
Yeah, all about my part.
Yeah, thank you, Chengyue. You have provided us a very good full picture of our case center, one of our co-organizers. And please let me introduce another co-host of this event. Please let me introduce Penny Peng Si from Tsinghua SDG Institute.
Okay, let me share my screen. Can you see that?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so good evening, everyone. My name is Penny from Tsinghua SDG Institute, which is one of the organizers for this competition. And on behalf of my institution, and I'm really happy to meet you all in the meeting tonight, and also give a really brief introduction about my organization. Okay, so Tsinghua SDG Institute was founded in 2017, and in the launching ceremony, and we are really honored to receive congratulatory letters from Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General of UN, and also Mr. Wu Hongbo, the then Under Secretary General of UN. So our organization mainly have 5 different focuses, including talent training, academic exchange, research project and contribution, and international network and cooperation, and the last, think tank building. So first, promoting international talent training. So we have promoted the establishment of Tsinghua and Geneva Dual Master Program in Public Policy and Sustainable Development Goals in 2018. And after, we also promoted the school to launch the Master Degree Program for Public Administration in 2019. And apart from the degree programs, we also hosted different competitions, such as Tsinghua Global SDG Case Competition since 2019, and also University for SDG 13 Award since 2022, and to engage more students globally to promote SDGs. So not only about the student programs, we also have executive training programs. And so we mainly cooperate with the Chinese and overseas governments and state-owned companies, such as Public Administrative School of Brazil and Ministry of Communications and Informatics of Indonesia. And not only the overseas government, and actually we cooperate with the local government in China, such as Huzhou local government, and also State Grid, one of the biggest energy company in China. And through this training, we provide the theoretical guidance and practical experience for them to promote the digitalization and SDG implementation. And because of the success of the program, and we have received 3 times the first prize of outstanding training programs of the year in Tsinghua University, and also 1 time in the first prize of outstanding teaching achievement in Tsinghua University. And second, strengthening academic exchange. So we base on the 17 SDG goals, and we have conduct over 300 Mid SDG high-end forum. So we invite different well-known experts to attend this high-end forum and give a speech. So including Helen Thorning-Schmidt, the former Prime Minister of Denmark, and also Professor Jeffrey Sachs from Columbia University, and Professor Joseph Stiglitz. He's the Nobel Prize winner in economics. And also we have Mr. Wu Hongbo, the former Under Secretary General of UN, and Ban Ki-moon, the 8th UN Secretary General, and etc. And not only we organizing a lot of international academic activities inside of China, but also we send our team expert to different international conferences outside of China. And these are the picture where you can see our experts and professors, they went to different international conferences outside. And third, conducting research projects and making research contributions. So we have conducted over 40 SDGs related research projects since 2017, and including the major national research from the National Social Science Fund and National Natural Science Fund. And we also have a quite close partnership with the UNDP and also Horizon Europe. And we also help the local county, especially the 13 county, to help them to design the SDG implementation roadmap. And in terms of publications, we have over 200 publications on SDG so far, and including journal articles, policy brief, reports, newspaper, and magazine, etc. And at last, developing international network and cooperation. So our institution serves as SDSN China Hub, and we aim to actively promote SDG localization in China, but also globally. And to further boost China's sustainable development, Tsinghua SDG Institute has assisted our school, Tsinghua SPPM, to carry out cooperation with different domestic and international organizations, including UN Sustainable Development Solution Network, International Development Law Organization, Yonsei University, Ban Ki-moon Center, and etc. So for more detail, you can find out from our WeChat official account and also our website platform. So please feel free to scan this QR code for more information. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Penny. So besides our 2 co-hosts, I would like to introduce the next session, which is greetings from our sponsors. We are very grateful that we have 2 very good sponsors who make this competition come true. So please let me first introduce Ms. Liu Zhenzhen from TUS Science and Technology Service Group.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll share the screen first. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Jennifer from TUS. As a sponsor of the 2026 Tsinghua Global SDG Case Competition, it is my great pleasure to give you a brief introduction to TUS business today. For your information, TAS stands for Tsinghua University Science Park. Our group, TAS Holdings, derives its name from the abbreviation. TAS Holdings was founded originally as the Development Center of Tsinghua University Science Park, supported by Tsinghua University, and focused on technology services. It is responsible for the development, construction, and operation management of Tsinghua Science Park, and now covers more than 100 cities and has incubated over 30,000 enterprises. TAS Holdings is committed to be the leader of China's technology service industry and a global benchmark. TAS Park is TAS Holdings' flagship product. It covers 770,000 square meters and serves over 1,500 enterprises and institutions. It locates right outside the southeast gate of Tsinghua University. A group of students from the Schools of Public Management at Tsinghua just came here for a tour last time, and I think they all get a great deal from the visit. Now, TAS Holdings operates in science parks, innovation services, tech investment, and other fields, forming a complete tech service ecosystem. Its industries include environmental protection, health, new energy, new materials, digital economy, and more. TAS 7-step incubation model is a systematic full-circle service system designed to support startups from early-stage ideation to sustainable growth and market. It provides professional guidance, resource integration, and platform support throughout the entire entrepreneurial process. TAS has built a multi-level fund portfolio, include angel funds, VC, PE, merge and acquisition funds, and industrial-specific funds. The total assets under management exceed 40 billion yuan, with more than 80 funds, investing in over 2,000 high-tech enterprises, which form a complete financial support ecosystem. TAS has established 2 parks, 2 countries projects with science parks in the UK, Belgium, and other countries. We operate science parks together to promote cross-border technology transform and enterprise cooperation. Through our global park network, we share resources and information, build a collaborative innovation system, enhance overall competitiveness, and serve global innovation needs. TAS Park Cambridge is a cooperation between Trinity College, Cambridge, and TAS Park. It is the first in-depth equity cooperation in the 700-year history of Trinity College. By attracting companies in biotech, AI, and other fields, it creates synergies for innovation, promotes technology transform, and has become a model for China-UK innovation cooperation. In TAS Park Newcastle, the Berkeley Eagle Lab is jointly operated by TAS Park UK and Barclays Bank. There are more than 40 companies in it across northern UK. TAS Park Brussels covers more than 8,000 square meters office space and also becomes one of Brussels' most dynamic innovation centers. TAS Incubators has also established partners with many other countries. For example, in South Korea, we created with Seoul National University and the Korea-China Exchange Association. And there are also many other countries in the list. ahead, we will continue to improve our ecosystem and deepen international cooperation. TAS plans to build cooperative parks in major innovation regions around the world to promote global science and technology exchanges and cooperation. That wraps up our presentation today. So if any of you are interested in tech cooperation with Chinese enterprises, especially those based in Beijing, or if you want to start your own businesses here in China, you are more than welcome to reach out to us through faculty from the Schools of Public Management of Tsinghua. So thank you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Zhenzhen. So please let me introduce another sponsor of us, which is Mata Eco. Please let me introduce Ms. Chen Yaru. Yeah, very nice to see you.
Nice to meet you too. Good evening, everyone. So I'm going to share my screen. Can it be seen? Okay, great. So dear professors and students, I'm Leslie Chen from Mata Eco, and it's my honor to represent Mata tonight as a supporting partner of this great event, the Tsinghua Global SDG Case Competition. And it's truly inspiring to see so many talented students and scholars and professionals come together for this shared commitment to sustainable development. Mata is the largest company in China dedicated to processing of oyster shells, solid waste. And Mata is based in Fujian province, one of China's major coastal regions. And every year, large quantities of oysters, oyster shells, and other marine byproducts are generated here. So if not properly managed, these materials can occupy valuable land and coastal resource and negatively impact the living environment of coastal rural communities, also creating long-term environmental challenges. So this led us to continuously ask ourselves a very simple question. How can this so-called marine waste be transformed into resource that can create value both for our people and our planet? Driven by this idea, Mata has dedicated ourselves to exploring innovative pathways for oyster shells reutilization through our technologies, like the protective roasting and staged aviation technology to process the oyster shells. We transform the marine byproducts into soil conditioners that are widely used for soil improvement, farmland enhancement, agricultural productivity, and agricultural decarbonization. Along this journey, we have come to realize that what may seem like a small issue, managing discarded oyster shells, is actually connected to much bigger challenges. It's connected to marine ecosystem protection, but also to the improvement of the rural communities. It's connected to healthier farmland, but also to food security. It's connected to China's carbon neutrality goals, but also to the broader global momentum towards ESG and sustainable development. For Mata, sustainability is not an add-on to business growth only. It's the foundation of our long-term development strategy. We are committed to balancing both commercial value with sustainable impact and strive to be a long-term practitioner of sustainable development. Today, Malta converts more than 500,000 tons of discarded oyster shells into high-quality soil conditioners every year, and has helped restore and improved over 100 million mu of degraded soil. In addition, we have developed a soil carbon sequestration methodology, completed China's first soil improvement carbon credit transaction, and we were honored to be nominated as the top 10 for the 2023 Paulson Prize for Sustainability. Yet, even more inspiring than all of our achievements here is we're seeing an increasing number of young people, you guys, actively engaging with long-term challenges such as climate change, food security, energy transition, and public governance. Because ultimately, what changes the world is not technology only. It's a community of people who are willing to continuously tackle complex challenges and create solutions together. And we think that this is exactly why this competition matters a lot. Its value goes far beyond case analysis itself. It cultivates an important capability, the ability to understand complex challenges through interdisciplinary thinking and develop sustainable solutions for the future. A discussion that begins here today may one day evolve into a public policy and in an innovative technology or even an entirely new industry. So we think that's why we sponsor and we think this competition is so important. And finally, we wish all participants a rewarding and inspiring experience throughout this competition. And we also look forward to seeing more opportunities for young talents and industry practice come together to build a more sustainable future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yaru. Very helpful introduction and very interesting, very good ESG practice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So alongside with our co-host as well as sponsors, this year we also introduced Global Sustainable Development Goals and Leadership Development Center as our honorable international academic partner. So please let me introduce Mr. Johnny Huang from GSLDC to introduce.
Okay, I'm going to start sharing my screen when Martha is ready.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Give me 1 second. Quick. All right, so thank you, Ms. Xie, and for the invitation. Good evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. I'm Johnny Huang, the director of the executive board from the Global SDGs and Leadership Development Center, or GSLDC. We are proud to be the international academic partner for the Tsinghua Global SDG Case Competition 2026. Here, I will do a brief introduction about us, the SDG Center. Okay, so Global SDGs and the Leadership Development Center is a partnership program between the UNITAR and the Global Youth Leadership Development Center. The UNITAR is an abbreviation of United Nations Institute for Training and Research. The primary mission for UNITAR is to capacity building of countries, institutions, and individuals by providing basically the training, policy advice, and technical assistance. So UNITAR support member states in areas like sustainable development. You know, we're talking here all about SDGs. So that's one of the primary areas that UNITAR supports its members do. And other areas such as climate change and the disaster risk reduction, therefore, to help them to enhance governance and effective decision-making on critical global issues. The GYLDC, or Global Youth Leadership Development Center, was established in 2024 in Singapore as a non-profit organization for developing youth leaders, basically dedicated to the championing of SDGs. Therefore, the name of our global SDGs and the Leadership Development Center, where it's coming from. So it's, just to understand that UNITA affiliated Global SDGs and Leadership Development Center is actually more than UNITA. It's also affiliation with the Global Youth Leadership Development Center. The primary mission of the center can be summarized in one sentence. That is to translate the United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development into capacity building programs that people can learn from, practice through, and collaborate around. So the center is basically aims to nurture talents with innovative mindsets, leadership capabilities, and global perspectives, therefore providing sustained human and intellectual resources to support countries in achieving the SDGs. Our core idea can be summarized in 3 words. That is learn, lead, and leap. Learn means building structured knowledge of the SDGs, structured knowledge about global governance, about digital transformation, green development, and future skills such as AI. Lead means developing the ability to communicate across cultures, organize projects, and solve complex problems with others. You cannot lead by just to yourself. You have to lead as a team. As a team, it's made up at least by 2 people. So that's to practice the leadership skill. And leap means moving from learning into real cases, real projects, and the real partnerships. So I think these 3 words are highly relevant to today's case competition. That is a strong SDG case. They don't necessarily just simply because, to describe a problem. The case competition should show how a team understand the problem and then engage stakeholders and then propose a implementation pathway that can really create measurable impact. So I would think of it as a 3-stage problem solving skills, I would say. Next, I would briefly introduce, we have an elite advisory council led by Francisco Gary. He was former Director General of the World Intellectual Property Organization, or WIPO. And Mr. Zhao Houlin, he was former Secretary General of the International Telecommunication Union. And both of them are here in Beijing today. And the day after tomorrow, we're going to kick off the Global Digital Economy Conference being hosted here in Beijing. We also, over the years, engaged an illuminous panel of experts. Most of them are former heads of UN departments, agencies, or some of them are even former Under-Secretary General of the United Nations, as you can see from here. So over the years, we have partnered almost all, well, I wouldn't say all, but majority of the UN institutions such as WHO, WTO, UNESCO, UNDP, UNEP, ITU, ITC, UNIDO, etc. And so as well as multilateral banks such as Asian Development Bank, AIIB, and other international organizations, as well as World Bank, for example. So past events, there are a lot. I'm not going to go to the details. Whoever interested can go to our website. And but basically, I would say more than 60% of the programs are related to the youth, and the agenda related to SDGs. We actually going to Geneva next week to attend AI summits over there. We also provide support to Global Young Scientist SDG Awards and other. Last year, we partnered with Renmin University for its inaugural Global Development Youth Public Policy Innovation Awards. We co-organized that event, focusing on food and sustainable agriculture. We also, one interesting area is art, especially youth art. And we actually bring them into the UN headquarters, not only youth art, but also famous places such as Forbidden City or the Palace Museum. Last year, for the Palace Museum's 100th anniversary, it did a fantastic exhibition at the UN headquarters in New York. And we also have joint initiatives with World Green Design organizations. So we are not only just focusing on SDGs, but also proposes art and design initiatives, especially for the younger generations. And then this year, I was participating, myself, leading the Global Digital Economy Governance and Leadership Capacity Building. That's more for senior executives and the people from such as mayors and ministry level of executives. So we're not only just focusing on the youth, but always also focusing on global country and institutional leaderships to really make transformational, provide transformational services through leadership capacity building. Last week in Shanghai, we signed the Future Digital Leadership Development Program together with World Internet Conference and GSMA. These are all world leading institutions in the internet age. And so the SDGs may appear as 17 global goals, but in real practice, they always appear in specific contexts, like how a city can improve climate resilience, how a community can advance educational equity, and how a company can reduce supply chain emissions, or how a digital tool can support inclusive development. So the value of a case competition, I think, is that to train students to begin with a real problem and then enter the field of organizations and communities, conduct interview to the stakeholders, use evidence to form judgment, and then design a solution that is both innovative and feasible. In this sense, the case competition is not only an academic exercise. I think it's more than an academic exercise. It's a rehearsal for sustainable development, and then really exercise and create your impact. So based on our center's capacity building experience, I will offer participating teams 3 simple suggestions. And first is to start with a real and a specific problem, and do not choose only a broad SDG slogan. You have to identify a problem that is observable, interviewable, and verifiable. Okay, so start with a specific problem. We don't want the slogans. And second is listen carefully to stakeholders. Go beyond desk research and understand the real conditions of governments, real conditions of the businesses, communities, schools, NGOs, and affected groups. These are the real people, and your SDG case studies and initiatives impact them directly. So third is to make your solution implementable. Explain who will act, what resources are needed, and what constraints may appear, and how impact will be measured. A case written in this way will be much closer to real sustainable development practice. With that, thank you to Tsinghua University and the organizing team for inviting Global SDGs and the Leadership Development Center to participate in this online session. We are very pleased to support the Tsinghua Global SDG Case Competition 2026. I wish the competition every success, and I wish all participating teams a productive and inspiring journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Johnny. Your suggestion, I think, would be very helpful for our participants. So again, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. So next, we would have a quick walk through the competition. Let me first share the screen. So here I would quickly introduce the competition and help you walk through the whole process. So first of all, our competition, the mission and theme of this competition is SDGs. The name is Tsinghua Global SDG Case Competition 2026. Alongside with my job as an English language case program coordinator, I am also the contact person for this event. So if you have any question, you could feel free to ask me throughout the process. So for this competition, we invite global students to conduct public policy case studies on real-world scenarios, delivering practical solutions to advance these critical social, economic, and environmental targets. We hope this competition serve as a global platform to communicate, collaborate, and compete with peers representing different countries, disciplines, and culture, as well as opportunity for our participants to conduct field research. Also, if it's not too much, we hope it to serve as a case masterclass for our participants to apply and integrate public management theories directly to real-world challenges. So to participate in this competition, we would like to enroll students. This competition is actually open to all current enrolled undergraduate and postgraduate students, including masters and PhD globally. So each team would composed of 1 to 4 members, and a leader is a must. And we would also welcome mixed team. For example, a team mixed with undergraduate students and postgraduate students, but they would be required to be enrolled at current students. And all case study submissions must be written in English, representing unpublished or original research free from copyright disputes. And we have got a lot of inquiries about this competition. So here are some answers to these questions. So first, students are eligible if they hold active student status either at the time of registration or during the proposal submission stage. And if we would like our students to first recheck their team profile and like the names and the name of your schools before submitting your team profile, because you must enter your institution's full and official academic name, and of course your name. And also, team profiles cannot be altered once submitted. So incorrect profiles will cause your proposal to be temporarily returned. So please do review your registration fields carefully before hitting submit. Also, for the timeline, we have already opened a window for registration and case proposal submission. You can feel free to submit your registration and case proposal between June 15 and July 20th. And the deadline would be exactly 2 p.m. Beijing time for registration and initial proposal submission. So basically, after the time we would close the platform, you can no longer submit it. And on July 31st, around July 31st, we will announce first round winners who could be able to processing to full report stage. And then on September 22nd, which would be the deadline, again, the 2 p.m. Beijing time would be the deadline for submitting full case analysis report. And then between September 22nd and October 14th, we will again conduct the review for this case analysis report. And then on October 14th would be we will announce the finalists processing to on-site final competition, which would happen in Beijing Tsinghua University. The final competition defense and awarding ceremony would be on November 1st. This would be the timeline you may need to know for this competition. And for registration, there is another thing you would need to pay attention to, which is that you will need to submit a case proposal. The case proposal is 1,500 words defining the co-project pitch, which includes case title, background and controversy, objectives and significance, research plan, etc. I will expand later in the workshop. So just to avoid some common pitfalls, and also we have provided concrete proposal example as well as guidelines. The guidelines is in the notice page, and the proposal example is at the platform, the registration platform of this competition. So you could download a PDF version of this proposal as well as an example of our case analysis report coming from previous participants. And for the stage 1, the case proposal, the evaluation rubrics would be like this. It will compose of it's on 100 points rubric. 40% would be topic selection, 30% case outlines and dilemma, and 30% for research and interview plan. So our reviewers would help to evaluate each proposal according to this rubric. This is also attached in the notice page, so I will not spend too much time for it, but do review it before submitting your case proposal. And the second stage would be that you need to submit full analysis report. This report would be an 8,000 word count target composed of 2 parts. One is the case body and another is case analysis. Again, this comes from the guidelines we have at the call for registration page that you could review it more clearly. I will not spend too much time here. So for the rubrics, that would be composed of 5 parts. Because this case analysis report is more complicated, we have more interesting evaluation here. It would compose of topic selection, 10 points, storytelling, 30 points, conflict provoking, 20 points, research methods, 10, and analysis and conclusion, 30. So we would come through it later in our workshop to give you some tips how to, I won't say how to achieve high scores, but maybe how to help you better guide you to achieve more better performance analysis report. So for the final stage, the finalist teams will present their work at Tsinghua University or via online meeting platforms for international teams. And each team will showcase their case narrative, the case body, and the case analysis in the format of defense, and followed by a live interactive Q&A session with global experts. We would have 1 team for first prize, 2 teams for second prize, and 3 teams for third prizes. So all finalists would receive honorable mention awards then. And we would also have global publication opportunities, which I think is even more important than these prizes, which is that Excellent teaching cases will be selected for potential publication, not only with China Case Bank for Public Policy and Management, actually is also with the Case Center. We would also introduce Springer Nature this year, so authors of exceptional works will be invited to publish in a collective volume with our international academic partner, the Springer Nature, subject to peer review. So it's a very special opportunity this year. We are trying to introduce more prestigious international publishing partner to join in this session. We would like to provide this opportunity for our participants to publish with international publisher. So to make it more clear, I would like to introduce Emily from Springer Nature. She would give us a more detailed introduction about how Springer Nature works, how to publish with Springer Nature. Hi, Emily. I will share the screen for you.
Oh, Moyu, I have to
Yeah,
ask for your assistance to share the slides because I can't use
yeah,
it
of
via
course.
my own laptop. Sorry about that.
No problem. No problem. Would be more likely to do that. More than happy to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Emily, and I'm from Springer Nature. And it's my pleasure and honor to be invited here to present a short version of author workshop. Because I think it's very good. It's a very good chance for me to be involved at the very early stage for this great book idea. So this today's workshop will be simplified also workshop, and so I try to present an overview of the company as well as the book publishing and if you have any further question, I will be happy to have the opportunity to chat with you as well as the organizer about that. Okay, please. Next slide. Yeah, this is my brief self-introduction, and I'm a senior book editor of Springer Nature, and I'm based in Beijing office. And I take care of the discipline areas including business, economics, management, finance, political science, and international relations. My responsibility is to acquire book proposals mainly from Greater China on behalf of Springer Imprint. And I have 22 years experience in academic publishing. Next slide. Yes. Okay. This is an overview of Springer Nature's history. And with the strong portfolio of brands and imprints, we have been opening doors to discovery and helping to advance learning since 1842. There are two main origins for the brands of the Springer Nature. First, originally there's Springer, which was originally a bookstore in Berlin. And also in the next year, Macmillan Publishing founded. And from the overview of the picture, you may find some milestones in the company's development history. And there's a major happened in 2015. That is Springer Science plus Business Media and Macmillan Science and Education, which owns Nature Publishing Group, merged to firm Springer Nature Group. Next slide, please. And also, yeah, this is Brand's family. If you happen to know or have any experience to cooperating with the brands, you will know, yeah, that is a part of Springer Nature. But I have to update accordingly, which I forgot to remove it from the Brand's family. Scientific American is sold already, so it should be removed from the Brand's family. Next slide, please. And this is a map. We are based close to our customers, around 10,000 people worldwide, with over 200 offices and locations in more than 50 countries. And in China, there are more than 300 colleagues, mainly based in Beijing, Shanghai, Zhengzhou, and Nanjing, and also a small office in Hong Kong. Next, please. Yeah. Regarding of book publishing, we are the leading academic book publisher. We are the world's largest academic book publisher, over 400 book editors like me, with publishing contact covering all academic disciplines. Approximately 13,000 new titles published annually, and the number is increasing every year. And there are all the published titles have been digitalized and available on Springer Link, which could be found very easily. Yeah, we are the pioneer in leading digital publishing. Next slide. And we publish all book types, which are very common in the academia. Especially for the students and teachers, the professors in the university and institutes around the world. It includes monographs and edited volumes, textbooks, professional books, from the shortest version of books of brief to the biggest one, which is reference works, like encyclopedia, dictionary, and handbooks. Next, please. Yeah, this is an overview of the book publishing process. Today, I just want to have a very simple and brief introduction on that. If we have opportunity or time in the future, I may to present more details during the process. And the first step is to submit your book idea, which means you can find a book editor who looks after your area and disciplines to discuss the idea, and submit a proposal for evaluation. And then if the editor is interested and finds it interesting, we can get started from the proposal. And after the internal review and external review, we may make decisions if we can accept the proposal. Also, the authors are free to accept the contract or not. And then after contracting, you can start to write your manuscript and submit the manuscript to our production team. During the whole process, the book editor, like my role, will supervise the whole process to ensure everything goes well. And if you have any difficulty or problems during process, you can contact the responsible editor or the production editor very easily. And After manuscript delivery, production team will work on the manuscript, and usually it spends 4 to 5 months for the whole production process, but it's case by case. Sometimes maybe it would be longer, but sometimes it'd be shorter than the expected time. Yeah, and after publication, we provide several practical tools for authors promotion, and also our marketing team will organize the campaign to promote the book into a big list to introduce the title to the worldwide audience. Next, please. Yeah, this is a manuscript preparation, which is available for the authors who plan to start to write. It's very easily found on our website. I will not talk too much here now. Next, please. Yeah, and also this is essential elements for a book, which includes title, front matter, text body, and back matter. For an editorial volume, which is for this possible case book, we are discussing with Mengyu and Tsinghua University. The cases will be included in this book and published as the chapter level if everything goes well at the beginning stage after the review, and we agree on the publishing. Next, please. Yes, and more details and guidelines can be found on our hub page. Yeah, there are a lot of background information and guidelines you want to know before publishing. Okay, that is a fancy image I want to share with everyone. If you are interested in the book publishing industry, yes, we are the people working underground to help the authors and editors to publish their content to the audience. Yeah. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. Very brilliant presentation. We know a lot through your presentation about how to publish with international publisher, as well as, for example, we're aiming for publishing this case analysis report, and also invite our authors who has exceptional work to publish in a collective form, ideally with Springer Nature. So we are aiming for that. Thank you so much again. So let me get it back to our slides. We would have the last session. I noticed that there are a couple questions in the chat box. However, we would save it later for in the Q&A session. So please be patient about that. We will get it back. Okay, so after we have some information about this competition, as well as the publication opportunities, we would then get into the workshop about how to master the SDG case competition reports. First of all, we need to have good reports, then we have the opportunity of publishing of other things. So first thing is to understand the case analysis report. This is the final product of the, or say the handout of the competition. So the case analysis report is not just a research paper. While a research paper proves a specific point, a case report presents a real-world dilemma for others to solve through analytical reasoning. And it's a kind of research-led product. It's an academic product that integrates evidence-based storytelling with readers' theoretical interpretation to advance governance knowledge. And we've got a lot of interesting questions about from our students. First, the reports are not success stories. So writing a case that simply brags like the government has done a very good job, has launched this program and work flawlessly cannot help you to complete a good report. And we do not expect a report lack of tension, leaving out actual stakeholder crashes, budgetary trade-offs, and environmental causes, something. So the best cases are unsolved, cheeky, and provocative. These are the things for case analysis reports. And before you finishing a report, you may need to go through several stages, as we just mentioned. The first thing is to craft a competitive case proposal, which would be like a 1,500 words thing. This will move from just the theme to event. So when you decide when you determine the topic, it's not broad ideas like poverty alleviation in China, something. Focus on a specific touchable event or a policy dispute. And also clearly state why this case matters to both the SDGs and public management and maybe public policy. So for example, instead of climate change, focus more on the political gamble of introducing a revenue-neutral carbon tax in British Columbia, suggest an example. So we've got event formula like in what kind of context the protagonist faces what kind of conflict goals or conflict dilemmas, and must choose between option A, B, C, and he or she face different kinds of options, different kinds of dilemma, something. So you may add on based on this formula. And you would also need to provide your research plan. The right is a research plan provided by the example I mentioned, the case proposal example. So our tips would be that primary data would be very important. Proposal must demonstrate research feasibility, specify who you would interview and in what kind of timeline, in what kind of form, something. And also show your understanding of literature, of policy, and maybe the institutional background, for example, laws, regulations, and previous research. That would be the keys for crafting a case proposal. The second stage, if you're processing to the second stage, you would need to complete the 8,000 word report structure. So this will compose of two parts. And actually another thing is the discussion question. We will discuss it later. So the first part is the case body, approximately 4,500 something. So this would be the story. It would be a neutral chronological narrative of events leading to a decision point. And then we would come to the second part, would be the case analysis. This is like 3,500 words something. It's more like the diagnosis, using theory to reveal hidden dynamics and offer recommendations. And the third part is actually it will locate between case body and case analysis that you would need to offer 3 to 5 questions to provoke debate. For example, what specific dilemmas does the protagonist face? I also list an example here coming from the case analysis report example, which you could find at the registration platform. So to help you structure your case, you will first, I will begin in a logical way that you would need to structure your case body first. I here present the zero structure. It's not a formula, but just a recommendation that help you understand what a case body could be like. First, you need to hook the readers, so you provide a situation and establish the setting. For example, who, where, what, who is the protagonist, where are we, what is the immediate threat or timeline, what is the dilemma, something. And the second thing is the action, which would be the initial intervention. So you need to detail the public policy or physical reform, something here that the protagonist try to implement to solve the core problem. The third thing is reaction, R, the stakeholder backlash. So how did the stakeholders, including the residents, the companies, NGOs, governments, respond? And also detail citizen concerns, financial constraints, and political pressure, etc. That may how these things respond to the initial intervention. And the fourth thing is the outcome. It could also mean open ending. So where does the situation stand? Keep it open to debate and keep it controversial. For example, what should the protagonist do next? It's an open ending. It would be the outcome, but still it's open to debate. So I put a case example here about the Shanghai's Hongxi Habitat Garden. This is the example of our case analysis report. It tells us a story about Shanghai's downtown garbage corner, which was plugged by waste and zombie cars that residents there lost all faith in community governance. So NGO Secretary Wu partnered with local Secretary Wu partnered with an NGO to propose a habitat garden, which require converting some private garden spaces into public ecological zones. So this is the initial intervention. Then residents met the plan with icy skepticism. It's very understandable, and they fear the loss of property rights, something, and these are the backlash. Then after some interventions, some policy, we come to the outcome that through democratic negotiation and technical fixes, the garden was completed in 2019, restoring trust and expanding to 26 sites across the district. So it comes to the end that is a very good experiment. However, in the process, it comes through very different interventions, dilemmas, things. So it will make this case body very interesting. The part 3 is about theory, which is more related to the case analysis part, in which section you need to select your framework, not too hot, not too cold. What I mean by too hot or too cold. So you need to not only summarize your story, but use theory to uncover causal mechanisms that are not very obvious in the narrative. And you need to match the theory to structure problem. I list some example here, but not to go too deep into it. So you just need to match the theory to the problem. And our suggestion would be not too broad, not too grand the theory, and not too common sense. So you may not need to use massive high-level frameworks, but not too common sense. So we are aiming for middle-range theories that diagnose instrumental logic. Also, we introduce a code technique here to interlock case facts with theory. So we've got an example here about official official Lee, who saw the vendor was too poor and only confiscated his scale instead of issuing a fine, but is illustrate a street-level bureaucrat exercising administrative discretion. This is a theory that the author choose to use here. Is a very common middle range theories that would be very helpful in this case. So we also make the diagnose after zipping these case facts and theories. And we've also got some case writing do's and don'ts here. So of course, we recommend our participants to conduct ground observation and active policy debate and apply the focus rule here. So which is to look at unexpected local community phenomena, focus on spaces where two highly valuable social goals conflict, maybe not only two, maybe even more. So this would make the case very interesting, very conflict, and also avoid massive uncheckable topics like global climate change, but zoom in on highly focused events. And we've also got some standard do's and don'ts. For example, use past tense, being objective to the case facts, and also your axis should be in number in sequential number, and also use a citation for the APA style 7th edition. And also for the don'ts, don't write a news report. We are going to do some case analysis. It's not a news report at all. And also don't write a policy memo, which is to keep your body narrative clear of recommendations and save the answer for the analysis section. And the third thing is don't use biased objectives. And so avoid writing the brilliant mayor or the stubborn citizen something. So just let the data speak. So finally, we would highly recommend our participants to conduct a self-evaluation. So you could serve as a judge, what the judges look for. So first of all is the narrative engaging, clear, and people-focused, which is the storytelling point. And also analytical depth, and is the logic sound, is the theory integrated using the zipper effect. And the third is the case very interesting? Does the case raise a genuine, challenging policy program? Also, the fourth is about primary research. Did the team or the individual, the participants, conduct original interviews and field work? So following these 4 questions, we believe if all these questions you say yes, your case analysis report would be very good. So we are almost run out of time, but hopefully we now come to the final part of our section, which is Q&A. So first of all, you could register your team online and start planning your field work immediately. We've got some contact here. So first you can scan via WeChat group and join this group to raise any question anytime. You could also register and submit your proposal at this website. And we will also post information at our official website, ekspmptsinghua.edu.cn. You could also offer your inquiry anytime at our email address. So I would get back to the questions we have in the process. For the first one, how specific should we go for the problem? Is it okay to address the problem specifically in my hometown, or should we go for a more global one? My suggestions would be the local one is perfect for you. For example, you have very good observation already through your time in your hometown. So we are not looking for a very broad topic. We are looking for first a very good story, and second, a very interesting and deep theoretical analysis of your case body. So yes, please do so. Please find your hometown story. We would be very interesting to see that. And also about the slides, actually we would post the video, the playback on the registration platform, but may not these slides. Yeah, I think, yeah, hopefully there are several questions. So hope I've already got these questions. Anything else? I think, yeah, hopefully. There is another question about how many groups or spots will get into round 2. There's no required number for sports like getting into round 2. So it will highly depend on the quality of the case proposal. There is not like a number, a limit for that. Quick question regarding the case study. Can the characters be fictional? If yes, what level of realism and supporting details would you expect to ensure the case remaining convincing? My answer would be no. The case studies should be, or I would say, must be true. So it must be based on real-world experiences, real-world dilemmas, or your field work, your field research. So the characters cannot be fictional. Yes. For your question about one of your participants would graduate in July this year, this participant is still eligible for joining the contest. Because as I mentioned, I will getting back it again because we got a lot of question about this. I would like to again emphasize the eligibility of this competition. Let's see. Yeah. So I'd like to emphasize again that students are eligible if they hold active student status either at the time of registration, which is now, or during the proposal submission stage, which would be November this year, I'm sorry, 2026. And again, about the case study, the character in the case study. So whether the character in the case study only needs to represent a target user group within the research context, or should it be a more fully developed individual with specific background information and personal details? Actually, I'm not quite sure what you mean by representing a target user group, because in most cases we would need a specific protagonist. For example, just an example, Anna. Anna is the mayor of whatever city. She now face a very important issue about like water insecurity. This would be the individual that in real world face the real problem. I'm not sure what you mean by representing a target user group. It could not be Anna, but anyone that you think is important protagonist in a case, in an issue. Another question is about, do we need an advisor in our home country or from this school? Actually, advisor is not
it's not a must field that you need to fill in. So you could have an advisor and you could just leave it blank. And the advisor could be anyone that help you or guide your writing in the process. It's not necessarily anyone like in this country, in the SBPM, at Tsinghua. No, it could be anyone. Another question still about team composed of part of half of postgraduate and undergraduate students. What is the type of our team for our registration? It would be postgraduate. It would be postgraduate teams. So whether I should list my information as the school in my home country or where I am participating in the exchange program, since I was going to competition. I think very good question. It would highly depend on your own willingness, but I would recommend you to list your information, the school in your home country, because I think it's very interesting that your school information changed throughout the time, but I would recommend the one in your home country. For the question that is group participating compulsory or one can participate individually? Yes, you can participate individually. So the group size is from 1 to 4. 1 means you participated in this competition individually. Regarding learning case, is a firm level case study suitable, or is it expected that it should be consultant type of approach like McKinsey or BCG proposal? Here is a very interesting point here. We are not expecting consultant report thing. We are expecting our participant to finalize a very good case analysis report, which I think from my speaking, it would be very different from consultancy thing. So I'm not sure what your case level, firm level case study about, but I do think it would not be something like McKinsey would do. Can teammates consist of people from different universities or the same universities? Yes, teammates can come from different areas, different universities. You are free to do that. Should this project focus on a specific local problem within your, within your hometown, and is it better to address a broader global issue? I think we've just mentioned that you can do both. You can do either one. You can do either one, but feel free to focus on your hometown issue. And if you want to address a broader one, you may need more information about that. It's also okay. For your question about if you could not use WeChat group, if you have any question, actually the WeChat group is more like information channel. So we would also post this information on our registration platform, and as well as our English website, which is ecase.sppm.tsinghua.edu.cn. I would get quickly to the end of that. Yeah, so if you could not access the WeChat group, is of course is totally okay. So you could get information about this competition. We will post latest information on the eCase website. We would also post this information on the competition website, which is the platform. The group chat would not have some exclusionary things, so just to follow this website. And if you have any question in the process, feel free to inquire us at this mailing address, the eccppm.tsinghua.edu.cn. So, any other question? If not, I think we've got a couple minutes late. Okay, so do we need to provide any sort of data availability proof during submission? If you could provide that for your case proposal, I think it would be more than ideal to do that. So it would help you to prove that you have a very strong research plan. That would be very helpful. Yeah. If there's a sample case study or example submission from previous competition that we could refer to, yes. I'm not sure whether you have registered at the website or not. I would send it again in our chat box. I will send it again in our chat box. That please do register at this platform. That on this you could access to our sample case study as well as sample case proposal. These are all coming from participants who are awarding participants that could help you navigate through writing process. So, yeah. So if you have another question coming from is that can our case selected be recent or past years? I don't quite understand actually, but what do you mean by selected? If you mean by participating in this competition, we do not have time limit that, for example, your case study could happen anytime throughout. But we are not working on a more very historical one, but it could happen in a decade. It could happen maybe in 2 decades. It may happen last year. It could happen this year. There's no time limit for that. So I think we've covered a lot in this training workshop and probably some questions. So if you do have any other question about this competition, about the registration, about just any question, inquire us at our mailing address eccppm@tsinghua.edu.cn. So that's pretty what we have for today. Thank you so much for coming, and hope you have a good journey in this competition. Thank you so much. Have a good night.